What's good, everybody? This is day one of our week. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the early edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it's not even close. A busy, busy week at the brand, and not a bad day on Monday as we quickly take a look at how we did. Our main man, our five-tool player, AB, leading the charge 3-1. Mikey B, 2-0. Cardinals team total. They waited until late, but they got the job done. And Jose Altuve, also a late double to get the job done. Now, we already know we're the best sports podcast in America, but we want the world to know. Many of you have gotten the email in the last week. Hopefully you didn't throw it away or put it into your spam folder. Bring it back out. Whoever voted for us the first time, I need you to vote again. That's how we're going to win. And then we'll raise the trophy second week of September, right before the NFL season, which, as many of you know, is our bread and butter. So, as I said, plenty to get to today, but let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them. You love them. And look at the three I've got today. I love this group. The Sniper, Mikey B off of 2-0, and getting up early once again, AB. Are you awake yet, AB?
I am, and the reason being that I am awake is because, Matt Snyder is working the midnight to 8 a.m. shift over there at HQ. So, yeah, man, appreciate you. You're like my alarm clock now.
Speaking of HQ, I saw somebody in the chat already. Many of you saw the debut of EC, Eric Cohen, on CBS Sports HQ yesterday. Now, he had to use me to level up, but hey, I'll give him all the credit in the world. All the credit in the world. If you haven't seen it, go check him out on his social media. And I believe we're going to do a segment every single week during the NFL season, and I will bury him publicly. But that's not for a couple of weeks. We got to get to today. So let's get into it, gentlemen. It's time for marquee matchups. And today, we're going to do Dog of the Day. That's right. That's right. Here's what we're looking at. Very slight dog is the Blue Jays. I mean, really not, but we'll skew the rules just a little bit. The Orioles last night, they're the better team. They have the best record in the American League, if you didn't know. And they're still dogs again after winning last night in San Diego. And then the Yankees, they're just terrible. They stink. Plus 160. So where are we going today? Mikey B, you were 2-0. Let's start with you.
Yeah, this is process by elimination for me. I wouldn't take the Yankees if they're plus 1,160 with Luis Severino pitching tonight. He is trash. I think that Blue Jays-Phillies game is a bit of a toss-up. I lean towards the Phillies with Zach Wheeler pitching. So I'll go with the Orioles. Like you said, Coach, they're the better team. They're 38-22 on the road, so not being in Baltimore is not a big hindrance for them. And the Padres have lost 8 of their last 10, so they're scuffling. So give me the Orioles.
I don't know why it is, Mikey, but I do it too, that whenever a team's on the road for some reason, we feel like, oh, we can't play them. That home field advantage, it doesn't exist in baseball.
No.
It does in football, maybe basketball, but not baseball. All right, I like that play. That's what I would have gone with the Orioles. By the way, you kind of prefaced, I'm going to have a pick later in the show with how bad the Yankees are. So you'll have to wait for that. All right, Sniper, where are we going, big boy?
Yeah, Orioles. I'm right with Mikey B. No reason to get cute there. I have a good tidbit for you on the Padres. You got to bail on them for the most part. They've lost 7 of 8, but the one win was on Friday when I took the over on the team total on the Padres, and I saw a bunch of people in the chat like, you can't count on the Padres, Sniper. Don't pick the Padres. Well, I hit it, but of course that's the only game in the last 8 that they've won. So I just wanted to brag a little bit and push back on the chat a little bit there while also picking the Orioles, and I'll have more on Jack Flaherty later.
I love when you push back on the chat. I love it when you get even more miserable. By the way, in the chat right now, our main man, Berg Betts. If you have any questions, he's our college football aficionado. Put them into the chat. He'll answer them for you in real time. AB, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees. I mean, who in the world would bet on the Atlanta Braves? I mean, that's what losers do. I mean, who would do that? Look, I will say this. Atlanta is absolutely due for a loss at some point. I'm not taking it today. If it were anybody other than Severino, I probably would lean the Yankees. Like, it's going to be a nice hitting matchup. That being said, yeah, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays here. I think that they've got the best opportunity. I realize that the number is, I mean, can we even count them an underdog? You know what I mean? But, yeah, man, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays.
Hey, AB, real quick. Do you have your finger on the block button?
Yeah.
You have your finger on the block button?
Yeah.
All right. So Zach is in the chat every single day. And normally, I like what he has to say. But this is what he just typed. He said, EC, showing why he's the capper of the year. Early Ed crew. Said nobody ever.
So you're saying that Zach's walking a fine line this morning, huh?
All right. Well, speaking of EC, he made his debut yesterday on CBS Sports HQ, and I can promise you that he will show up again, just like my entire crew. But if you are new to this brand and you don't know what that is, let us show you.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
All right. Now, as many of you know, our crew is everywhere. Where are they today? Let us show you. Because at 6 o'clock, if you want to get ready for the night in sports and a little WNBA on top of that, Calvin Wetzel, M Squared, Zach Attack. Then at 8 o'clock, you want to talk live betting? It's all the rage. We have the best in the business, the counselor, AB, and Emery Hunt talking live betting, probably a couple of futures as well, I'm guessing, tonight. Do you know what you're talking about yet, AB?
Yes, we are talking about the Washington Commanders. And I know that Sia is going to be fired up about that one. And, Coach, let me also say this. When you called for the CBS Sports, wonderful CBS Sports HQ commercial there, Snake put the Paramount Transformers movie commercial a little too close. I almost hit that, and it would have been bad news. But you got it right.
That's all right. We'll watch the Transformers also. We really will. All right, it's time to play Pick the Prop. And I'm still trying to figure out why we call it this because I struggle to say my P's. All right, Mikey B, I'm coming back to you. Here is what the SportsLine model says. We don't just guess. We have an algorithm. So Aaron Judge plus 215. Is he the only bright spot on the Yankees right now? Is he even a bright spot? Then Yordan Alvarez. Astros show up in Miami tonight. Would you please? Mets, Peter Alonso plus 250. Punting on the season, but they scored a lot last night. They cashed my ticket privately. Rafael Devers, wherever you live, however you want to say it. Plus 300. And then, of course, Ronald Acuna. I have a feeling I know where AB is going, but we'll still play the game anyway. Mikey B, who's going the yard tonight?
Listen, it's Atlanta Braves Day. We're taking all overs. It doesn't matter if it's home runs, doubles, triples, walks, how fast they run around the bases, how quickly they get home for dinner. We're taking overs. Ronald Acuna is going to hit a home run here. Luis Severino has given up, you ready for this, 10 home runs over his last 27 and two-third innings. Acuna's hit 21 of his 26 homers off of right-handed pitchers. No contest, Acuna.
Aaron Boone was one of my favorite people to work with when I was at ESPN. I mean, one of my favorites. I feel awful for him right now. When you're in New York, everything is heightened like 10, 20 times. And when you're this bad, you're on every back page.
I hope he's working for CBS.
He can just check his salary. He can just check his salary, and then he'll be okay for.
He'll be all right. $4 million a year. All right, Sniper, where are we going?
The Acuna play I obviously like, but I wanted to go a little bit against. I assumed AB was going in the Braves direction, so I'll grab another one. I like Yordan. And actually, I think if we went back to the start of the year and figured out who I've played the most on Pick the Prop, it's probably Yordan. Hit him a lot of times, so I'm just going to stick with what works there. Johnny Cueto of the Marlins has allowed 5 home runs in his last 3 games. Yordan hasn't gone yards since August 6th. So he's due lefty-righty matchup. I like him over Cueto here.
Did you notice, Sniper, what the Marlins did last night in the ninth or the bottom of the 8th inning? Back-to-back home runs. And I believe that Jorge Soler was the first of the 3. I just laughed.
I try to block that out of my mind at this point. We created a monster there.
We did. My phone, as soon as it landed in the seats, guess who texted your boy? My man Buckets. All right. So we got one from Sniper. We have one from Mikey B. AB, please, are you going to surprise us this morning?
You know what? I thought about doing that. And yes, I am. We're going to go Aaron Judge. All right. Because look, Aaron Judge is seeing the ball well. He came up, immediately got himself a hit yesterday. Thank you. We cashed that in the first inning. But we talk about Luis Severino being, pretty awful there. You know what? Bryce Elder hasn't been much better. All right. He has given up some runs. He hasn't necessarily given up a ton of home runs, especially at home. but he gives up hits. He gives up runs. It's going to be a nice hitting day. I don't know what Mike McClure has there on the old weather machine. I'm not even going to try to read that one, but it's nice, man. Like, it's going to be humid. Ball's going to be flying. So, yeah, give me Judge here.
I tell you what, it is hot everywhere in the United States. Out here in Southern California, when it's usually 75, no humidity, it is hot. Please feel sorry for me when I'm teeing it up later this afternoon. I want you to. By the way, Wu-Tang 416 says, Coach, when is CBS HQ coming to Canada? Wu-Tang, we're just here to entertain and educate, baby. Or educate and entertain. I can't worry about that. Now, I will send a note just for you to the bosses and ask it. But it may be a minute, so I would not hold your breath.
Coach, you might have to send that to Canadian Parliament.
I know. We have nothing to do.
It's a little out of our hands on this
outside. That's exactly right. Now, here in the United States, there is a little something called Paramount Plus that we love. We're all a lot of this, and there's a lot of that. Where?
It's time. The best Transformers yet.
There you go.
Is now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is gonna be fun, man. Now let's talk to your manifestation.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Rated PG-13. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
So Steve in the chat says, I had an alarm set for 10 a.m. Hit snooze, missed a few minutes, but we are here. Exit the chat and like the stream. Let's help the ones that help us daily. Steve, I appreciate the message, but who sleeps until 10 freaking a.m. anymore? I'm up at 5:30.
I would love to.
Well, you get to because you're working till 1 a.m. on CBS Sports HQ.
Yeah, he's just getting off work. He's picking up breakfast.
You're finishing your day right now.
Hence the misery.
I love you so much. Now, I told you that it's a busy week at the brand. Turn on your notifications because yesterday we started our very first NFL Futures episode. And the counselor and the stoic one, RJ White, they absolutely destroyed it. We talked divisions, we talked conference, we talked Super Bowl winners. They have everything covered for you there. It's live in your feed right now. Now, tomorrow, we're doing player props with Sia and with Proppy. And then on Thursday, we're doing exotics, a little bit of everything thrown in there. Why not today? Well, we just teased you right there. Look at that. A little flash, take it back down. A little flash, take it back down. We have the second of the FedEx Cup playoffs events this week. The BMW Championship just outside of Chicago, Illinois. But there's only 50 players remaining. So what did I do? I went out and called my ace in the hole. The great Steve Scott will be back on the show today with the counselor and with Patrick McDonald. By the way, Patrick last week, 5 for 5. In his head-to-head matchups on the early wedge. That will be today live at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, you come here for several reasons, but you come here for our board. So, Mikey B, when you're perfect, you get to go first. And as I look at my notes, two big props that I know I'm not even going to have to watch. I'll just meet you at the pay window. You're up.
All right, first, we're going to go back to the well. We hit it on the early age in 5 yesterday. We're going to do Jose Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Got even better odds today at minus 135. Over 17 games since coming off the injured list, he is batting .426 with a .662 slugging percentage. In those 17 games, he had at least 2 combined hits, runs, and RBI 14 times. He's facing Johnny Cueto, who's allowed 11 runs over his last 17 innings. So we'll do Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And the same prop, we're going to go Cody Bellinger over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 145. He's even hotter than Altuve. Over his last 40 games, he's hitting .408 with a .678 slugging percentage, at least 2 combined hits, runs, and RBIs in a staggering 31 of those 40 games. This game's at home. He's slugging .963 at Wrigley Field this season. And he's facing Touki Toussaint, who has allowed at least 4 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. I made sure I got the name correct, and I think Cody Bellinger is going to have a big night at the plate.
I do too. And speaking of the word big, you know who's going to have a big career here at SportsLine, at CBS? We're not going to let her go anywhere I'm talking about Mackenzie Brooks. If you don't know her yet, oh, you will. She's on Saturdays. She's already on the early edge, and she is in the chat as we speak. And she says, SportsLine fam, come catch me and the SportsLine Model Show, 1 p.m. Eastern time. It is fire. She's incredible. She's going to be a great host, a great talent, a great capper. You can check her out on TikTok. Me and her are killing it on TikTok. We're one and the same. We're one and the same.
Coach, may I interrupt your flow?
Of course.
Real quick. All right. So we get people that ask in regards to our home run props and the algorithms and everything that goes into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That team, Mackenzie and her team, is where you get that. So do not miss a show. Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe, today.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Yeah, do not miss that. That is exactly where that information comes from and so much more across all the sports. So, yeah, don't miss that show at all.
AB, you can always ruin my flow for that because everybody always asks us, and it's on our same YouTube channel. You don't have to go anywhere. It's right here, live at 1 o'clock. Then stick around for early wedge at 3 o'clock. Pretty soon, we're going to have our own channel, our own network. Wouldn't that be interesting? A sports betting network from CBS. Interesting thought. Interesting thought. All right, Sniper, you know how much respect I have for you. However,
so much so that you're going to make me wait again?
No.
Oh.
I'm not. Because AB went 3-1 yesterday. So I was going to say normally you get the Maestro spot, but today, with all due respect, I have to give it to AB. So you're up next.
All right. So I'm going to start in San Diego. I mentioned that I had a Jack Flaherty play earlier, and it's over 5.5 strikeouts. I know it's a minus 140, and that's a lot of juice. But, Coach, as you know, sometimes
the juice is worth the squeeze.
Absolutely. The Orioles, remember, Mike Elias, their general manager, came from Houston. We've seen what kind of wizardry the Astros pulled, whether it was resurrecting Justin Verlander's career and making him back into an ace, whether it was making Garrett Cole kick things into gear and become Garrett Cole, whether it was Charlie Morton, making him into the Charlie Morton that we've seen in recent years. The latest project on Elias's front is Jack Flaherty. He has struck out 8 in each of his first 2 starts since the Orioles acquired him from the Cardinals. In his first start, he threw a lot more cutters than he'd been cutting. Yeah, we'll go with that. I didn't mean to say that, but we'll go with that. And he cut down on the slider. Last start, he reversed it. So I don't know what they're doing, but it's some kind of wizardry. Regardless, I love Flaherty. I love the strikeout total there. Padres haven't seen him since last September, and he struck out 9 then anyway, and that was when he was with the Cardinals. The Orioles are much better at getting the most out of their pitchers. Also, going to go to Wrigley Field. Kyle Hendricks to get the win, plus 125. Look, he has a 3.27 ERA. If we take out that 1 inning by the Braves last time he was at home, and I know you can't really do that when you're looking at the stats, but look, it's the Braves, and it was 1 inning. All I'm saying is Hendricks has been great other than that 1 inning in a meltdown, and guess what? The White Sox ain't the Brewers. So Cubs also had an off day Monday, have an off day Thursday. They can completely use all their good bullpen arms. I like the Cubs matchup there. As Mikey B pointed out on his Cody Bellinger play, Cubs are the better team, 18-7 in their last 25. White Sox are 7-17 in the same stretch. And Sox Nation in the chat pointed out this is the White Sox World Series. Well, they're 0-2 in their World Series so far. It's going to be 0-3.
I will ask all of you at home this one very simple question after the last 60 seconds. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, I hate reading things like this. Absolutely despise it. Exploring in the chat says, shout out to Buckets. I scored a plus 248 on that Wolves game because of him. Both to score, no. And over 10.5 corners, check mark, yes. Well, looky. Who's in the chat right now? Buckets. If you have any questions, I already see a couple. Excuse me. Put them into the chat. Buckets will answer them in real time. It drives me nuts how popular Buckets and EC are becoming. Absolutely nuts. Now, of course, AB gets to go last. And today I felt I'd get up, and I was just having to look at some of the games today. I was like, you know what? There's a couple I really, really like. There's an early one, and there's a late one. We talk about the Yankees and how bad they are all the time, but guess what? The Braves has a pitcher today named Bryce Elder. Not Brad Elder. Bryce Elder. Last time out, 5 innings, 6 runs. Time before that, 4 1/3, 7 runs. And then Severino, Mikey B already talked about how bad he's been. 4 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs, his last 3. So what does that add up to? Well, we're going to go over 10.5 minus 106. I don't even care about the half. I don't even care that it went up to 10.5. This is going to be 12, 13, 14, just like we saw last night. Then my second play, the Rays. Late night last night, they dominated, and they will do it again. Minus 107. Now, the Giants, we're sleeping on them a little bit. Let's wake up and realize they are terrible too right now. 5 out of 6 they have lost. The Rays, they're right behind the Orioles. They have no room for error. So we'll take them tonight. Zach Little, or how do you say it? Little or Littell, Sniper? Is it Little or?
I believe it's Little.
All right, Littell. I guess
I haven't said it too much recently, so
That seems confident.
Yeah. Been doing a lot of capping on him lately. 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 0 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs. That is adequate enough for the Rays offense, which is starting to pick it back up. So we're going to go over 10.5 Yankees game. We're going to go Rays on the money line minus 107. All right, AB, doing 2 jobs in 1. That's why you're our 5-tool player. Bring it home, big boy.
Yes, sir. Look, I'm just happy to be here with the ball club right now. Did anybody grow up having your father or mother, whichever, be your coach when playing sports? If you did in baseball and you're taking batting practice, your dad probably threw it 35 miles an hour faster at you than he did everyone else on the team. And even though it built toughness, the Braves are going to face the opposite tonight. Severino is getting blasted out here. So our first play, look, we've been going with these little 2-game, same-game parlays because the Braves have just got done playing 11 straight road games. The Yankees are now playing their 8th straight road game. So I don't want to have to go and get 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 3.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. You just need so much there to do it. Acuna, 2+ total bases. The Braves team total over 3.5. Acuna can knock this out with 1 swing of the bat. First at bat, in the bottom of the first. He can take care of it or, get a couple singles, however. But we're going to play that. Team total over 3.5, and we're not going to play any crazy juice in regards to it. However, we've been protecting ourselves with Matt Olson, all right, because he's had Sean Murphy behind him, a catcher that went on a 9-month just slump, couldn't hit anything. Well, they dropped Sean Murphy down in the lineup, so Olson is protected. Ozzie Albies, however, got hurt, and he hits number 2 behind Ronald Acuna. So we're going to take Ronald Acuna, 1+ walk today at plus 155. If you want to gamble, this is what we're gambling on. We can hit both. We can take care of the first bet. We can take care of this bet. But I believe that Ronald Acuna is going to see himself at the plate with first base open and a runner on second, and they're just going to walk him. So we're going to take that plus 155. Finally, our man, Austin Riley, 1+ hit. And both teams to score 3+ runs. We hit this yesterday. We're going to go right back to it today. Austin Riley hit one that still hasn't landed yet, that I believe landed. We're going to land somewhere in Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, that joke was terrible. But what we're going to do is this. We're going Riley, going both teams to score because the Yankees are going to put up runs as well. And here is a nugget. Those are the 3 that I have. Here's a nugget for you, Coach. We were talking about Luis Severino, and Barter brought up how many home runs that he's given up, right? He hasn't missed time, and the last game that he didn't give up a home run was June 24th. Yeah.
June 2 months ago?
2 months ago. Yeah.
Wow.
How
is he still pitching in the rotation? I don't understand.
Their whole team is hurt.
They had injuries. They had the Domingo Herman thing. They were going to demote him from the rotation, and the Herman thing happened.
Program.
Yeah,
I think Sniper is next to be called up if Severino goes down with an injury. I think Severino's
his last 9.1 innings. All right, he's given up 18 runs, earned runs, not even other pitchers' runs, earned runs.
It's almost like they're punishing him at this point, leaving him out there for that long. Now we have a lot of I was just confused right there. We have a lot of confusion in the chat. Ray Garcia says. And I feel like everybody knows all the nicknames and all the people here, but apparently not. Ray says, where's the first 5 guru today? So he's morphing the counselor and Martin W. Green. Interesting. And then Big Cheesy, who always seems to think he knows everything, says, Coach, I don't like to pick at all. I will take the Giants against you. Snake, hit the music. Did I not just say that AB is doing 2 jobs in 1 today? Did I say that? I did. which means Snake is not here, which means we would never say Snake hit the music. For that reason, we're not doing a showdown. And then you scroll down a little bit more. Sox Nation says Coach is scared of Big Cheesy. Have you not been here before? Do you not know me? I'll tell you what, that if I was in such a good mood today, that block button would just be going. But I am in a good mood. So grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of our producer today, Allan Bell. I'll repeat myself, Allan Bell. Sniper, 2 big props today. Jack Flaherty over 5.5 Ks, minus 140. I love that juice. It's worth the squeeze, baby, just like he said. Kyle Hendricks to record a win, plus 125. Then Mikey B. Can we go 4-0 in 2 days? I believe we can. Jose Altuve over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 135. And Cody Bellinger over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 145. Then if you're going to cash with the coach, you're going to do it with these 2 plays. Yankees, Braves over 10.5, minus 106. This is as close to a lock of a play as you're going to see all year. Braves are on fire. Yankees stink, but they can still score runs too. Rays, money line, minus 107 late night in San Francisco. Then AB, 3 big plays. Ronald Acuna, at least 1 walk, plus 155. Ronald Acuna, 2+ total bases, and the Braves team total over 3.5, minus 110. And then Austin Riley, boy, has he become a superstar. He has become a superstar right before our very eyes. 1+ hit, and both teams to score at least 3 runs, minus 105, because AB knows that the Yankees can score as well. All of our plays, synergy. Also, UEFA Champions League qualifying. Again, you should have taken the time to ask Buckets a ton of soccer on the pitch today. An early wedge. Once again, a reminder, 3 p.m. Eastern time is what you set for event number 2 in the FedEx Cup playoffs. The top 50 tee it up this Thursday. Steve Scott, Patrick McDonald, Sia Najad today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Boy, that's a lot to pack in 30 minutes. But that's what we do every single day. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets. Scared of Big Cheesy, please. Straight to the pay window. Bright Tire Crew, love ball. Mikey B, Sniper, AB. Always on the 1s and the 2s and dazzling us on camera. How many people can do that? I'll answer it. Not very many. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.